Hi, and welcome to Remotely Interesting, the video series where we discuss the latest goings on in the world of tech PR. I'm Hannah from the London office, and this is Sam, our head of content, also from the London office. Say hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
So on this episode, we're going to very quickly discuss a piece of research that's been released from Twitter. They surveyed 1,000 UK consumers in March and asked them what tone of voice they wanted brands to use. They then surveyed the same 1,000 consumers in June and asked them the same question. And they noticed a real big difference. So in March, they wanted brands to be really direct, clear, and very informative. And then in June, they wanted brands to be much more empathetic, more aware of what was going on in the world, and generally just take a more emotional approach to their tone of voice. So I thought that was quite an interesting difference, and just wanted to ask Sam a bit more about that in the context of B2B. So what do you think B2B brands can take from those kind of consumer insights?
I think there's a few things. Firstly, the most obvious one, I guess, is the importance of kind of reading the room and being aware and sensitive to what's going on around you. You know, brands, especially at the moment, brands have got to be able to tap into the mindsets and feelings of their customers, even if they're B2B. Doesn't just apply to B2C. And just pay attention to what's happening in their industry, but also across society in general. So that'd be the first point. The second one, I think, relates to thinking about how you want your brand to be perceived, and what it stands for. So what's the purpose behind the brand? That's also something that's become a lot more important with all the recent goings on, because then once brands have got that established, they can then kind of incorporate a bit of flexibility into it, which will enable them to adapt to these kind of situations. So it's not about completely changing from one customer to the next or one situation to the next. It's kind of staying true to their brand and what it stands for, but just having that degree of flex to be able to adapt to certain situations. And then I guess the final one that a lot of B2B brands don't tend to think about as much is the human aspect. Even B2B brands, they're still talking to people at the end of the day. Their customers are people in the same way that B2C brands' customers are people. So they have to remembering that and incorporating a human element into how they're communicating. Brands like Slack does that very well. They're a business brand. They talk about business topics, but in a human way. I think that kind of thing is becoming a lot more important for B2B brands to think about.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think exactly that. It's too easy as a B2B brand to just dismiss tone of voice and sort of brand messaging as being too consumer and not relevant. But I think, we would definitely agree that it's something that B2B brands should be absolutely thinking about, especially right now, given everything that's happening in the world. So thanks for joining me today, Sam. I think that's probably all we've got time for. So more episodes of Remotely Interesting are available on our blog and social channels. So check them out, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.